cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, North Carolina football pregame show. I'm Kevin Hastings along with Shannon Allen. Good evening, everybody. Wave at the big camera, Shannon, up there. Our fans are over here. Yeah. More excitement.
Okay.
At the Growl Towel. It's sitting on the Growl Towel. You're a Growl Towel fan.
Yeah, they're going to be 2-0 after Sunday.
2-0. Who do they play this week?
They play the Saints.
The Saints. So that's you're going with. They're going to beat the Saints.
Yeah, Jameis Winston's overrated.
Jameis Winston is overrated. Not Sam Darnold.
No, Sam Darnold's legit.
Jameis Winston, Hall of Famer. See, this is what happens when you let Panthers fans on the radio.
No, they had the fifth round pick for him? There's nothing.
Who?
Darnold. They didn't give up anything. I mean, he hardly gave up anything for him. He's a first round. Yeah. Brilliant move. They're going to the ship.
I'm so sorry, folks. Good evening, everybody. Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, North Carolina prep football pregame show. Again, I'm Kevin Hastings, and this is Shannon Allen. We got some games for you tonight on KTC. Let me pull up the schedule for this week, and how about I go to the computer, folks? What's going on? What do you mean? Well, how do we watch? Well, if you're online, you know, like most people are, you can go to ktcbroadcasting.com, click on our YouTube link, click on the show link at the top of the page, go to youtube.com. If you want to go there, you can go straight to that link, and just type in, go to KTC Broadcasting, our page on YouTube. You can type in Witherspoon Insurance pregame show. Now for the games, of course, so we've got radio coverage of some games, and let's go over show you some of the games we have tonight. Shannon, we've got the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets at the Thomas Jefferson Griffons on WAGY 107.5 FM, 1320 AM up in Rutherford County. So if you're listening on 107.5 FM right now in Lincoln County, that's not the game you're going to hear. You're going to hear Bunker Hill at the Lincoln and Wolves. Bunker Hill Bears coming in, Shannon, in our power poll, have jumped up the power poll. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. We got a new number one again. Every week a new number one. That's a fun power poll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not Alabama every week.
Bunker Hill's undefeated, 3-0.
They are 3-0. They've only given up 18 points in 3 games, Shannon. So they are high up on our power poll. We're going to mention that here in just a little bit. They're going to be at Lincoln tonight on 107.5 FM in Lincoln County and 1050 AM as well. So if you Bunker Hill fans and Lincoln and Wolves fans, 1050 AM, 107.5 FM up in that area. And on 107.5 FM in Rutherford County, we'll have the Bessemer City Yellow Jackets visiting the Thomas Jefferson Griffons. And I think last year may have been the first time Thomas Jefferson's ever beat them, Shannon. And so Jefferson's got the program going well. But Yellow Jackets are already, no matter what, somehow, some way, they give the Thomas Jefferson a run for the money. We'll see if they do again tonight after a big win last week. Cherville Ironman going to Shelby tonight. Shannon, it's been a long, long time, and I don't know the exact year since they changed conferences. I was in the conference when Cherville and played in this conference when Cherville and Shelby used to be in the same conference. So
that's probably been the last year, around that time.
There was a few years. I played. My last year was 2001. Well, actually, football season 2000. Graduated 2001. So, that's 20 years ago. So, but I think there was a few years after that, okay. and then, well, it was only a year or two after that. Cherville went they went 1A my senior year because when I was at Bessemer, we were 2A.
So it was around 20 years since they played. Yeah.
Maybe 15 at the most, I would say. It's not obviously went well for the Ironmen. I was not on the team that led Shelby 6-0 before. That was the 98 team. I was on JV that year, and Cherville went up 6-0 on it, and I think they stopped them on the first drive, and so Witherspoon was rocking.
Oh yeah.
After the first few drives, and then it got a little ugly.
Well, false
but
setting,
Gary Johnson returned kickoff.
That when Quattlebaum was principal or coaching up there?
Yes. We stopped Norris on the first drive on an option play. Made a good play on defense. We had an all around good team. That was the year, Shannon, Cherville lost a 3-way coin toss for the playoffs with Maiden and Mooresville. And so we did that. That would have been the first year we would have ever made the playoffs. Cherville never actually made the playoffs, earning it.
Right.
And then when they went 1A, then it went. Everybody got in it.
Yeah.
And then so they had actually never, and they lost a coin toss one year. I remember we lost to Mooresville on a play. I remember the play. I think it was a toss left to Johnson and got stopped right at the 1, right near the end of the game. And Mooresville either took over. That was a 2-point play. I don't remember the exact play, but anyway. We had to go to 3-way coin toss and come in last. So that was the way they did then, or draw straws, or some other way. But no. I don't know if that's how they do it now. Shannon is do the coin tosses or whatever. But yeah, that's kind of like, I think Chase lost the coin toss one year and didn't get in the playoffs.
That's probably late.
I think that was the best year. I think that was the same year or the next year where they almost beat Shelby.
Yeah.
It was like 6-0 or 12-6 or something like that, and then
they beat him in the playoffs. And Shelby beat him in the playoffs,
and then they tied them. So it just saying that back in those, and now we're into these four divisions again, and now you're putting these teams back together. Now we weren't never in Burns division; they were 3A. So now I played them in basketball, never played them in football.
Yeah, it's a shame they never played like Burns would play Cherville basketball. Probably play them in baseball, maybe.
Yeah,
but they never did play football. So.
No, so and some of those conference people don't remember. Again, when we say this, you got to remember when we say Cherville and Bessemer, their closest 1A public schools, Avery County. These I look at these schools now. Bunker Hill used to be in our conference at some point. Bandy's, Maiden, West Lincoln, Statesville, Hendersonville weren't. Never been in North Lincoln's, I don't think. But I'm trying to think who else up that way. All those schools, Newton Conover, all those used to be in that conference. Cherville used to be in those conferences. I think it was Southern District 7.
Well, Shelby was in that one too, because I remember they went to Bunker Hill and played them. They played Cherville, West Lincoln, Bessemer City, Newton Conover.
Oh, we used to have some good basketball matchups.
I guarantee you that.
So the Ironman and Lions tonight, that'll be Tim Johnson and Danny Akers. So for you folks in Shelby, if you want to listen to the Shelby Golden Lions tonight, you got to listen on 92.3 FM, 1590 AM. If you can't pick it up on your radio, you're going to listen online, ktcbroadcasting.com. Pick on the big green button. Click on WCSL. Go to the artwork. You can click on the links on Twitter, on Facebook. There's about 7 or 8 different links you can find to click on to find this game. Like I said, Danny Aker and Tim Johnson. We'll only back up Matt Logan and Matt Logan. I just combined both of them's name. Matt Chapman and Logan Baker will be doing the game tonight on WLON for Lincoln Wolves. Paul Foster and Jonathan Bland will be doing Jefferson and Bessemer City. And then tonight on WHS, the Battle of the Green with a little touch of yellow. The Crest Chargers at the Ashbrook Green Wave tonight. Brent Pascoe and Robbie Roof will be out there. And so we'll have coverage of that. 101.5 FM, 1390 AM tonight. Crest and Ashbrook. So let's look going forward, Shannon, on KTC Broadcasting. Here's our schedule up to date, kind of, sort of, seeing what's going on. This is I didn't put the new one yet, so let's take this off screen. Had a new schedule announcement, so I'll have to redo this one for just a second. But anyway, Shannon, look forward. Why don't you go over the rest of the games tonight for me? Just start reading and go to do the local group, and then we'll just read off the bottom ones here in a minute.
Okay, so after the 4 games Kevin mentioned a while ago on the radio, you got Highland Tech will be at Burns. Kings Mountain will be down at Hunter Huss. Forest View will be at North Gaston. Stuart Kramer will be traveling across, I guess, the city line or whatever down there in Belmont. Take on South Point. Maiden will be at East Burke. Newton Conover at West Caldwell. West Lincoln at Bandy's, which that'll be a great ball game, I think. Cherokee will be at East Gaston. R Central traveling up to Hendersonville. Andrews will be at Brevard. Polk County will be at Patton. North Lincoln at Statesville. East Lincoln at Hickory. Fred T. Ford will be going to North Iredell. St. Stephen's will be at West Iredell. And Pine Lake Prep will take on Mountain Island Charter at Mountain Island Charter.
To do the rest of them, too.
Okay, so then the rest of the games, Carver will be at Christ the King. Community School of Davidson will be at Bishop McGinnis. A.C. Reynolds will be at North Buncombe. Irwin at Inca. Roberson at McDowell. North Davidson will be going to Asheville. Marvin Ridge will be at Alexander Central. South Caldwell at High Brighton. Watauga at Ashe County. Central Cabarrus at Freedom. East Henderson at Franklin. Hayesville will be at Tuscola. Smoky Mountain will be at Pisgah. West Henderson at North Henderson. Owen will be traveling down to play Drone. Mountain Heritage at Swain County. Madison at Mitchell. And the last one is Avery County at Rosman.
Now, we think, right?
Yeah.
As always, we think.
At 6:44.
Those are the teams that are playing.
Or 5:44, excuse me.
Tonight. Of course, last week, we picked games last week that wasn't even didn't even play last week. Maiden ended up playing Christ School, so that game got played. So, real quick, I'm going to go through Shannon and show some of our fans our scores from last week. Let me pull those up. So there we go. Friday night scoreboard. Last Friday night, pull up my computer. For you folks wondering what's he talking about pulling up his computer? You can watch on YouTube every Friday night on KTC Broadcasting YouTube channel. And then here's some of the scores from last week. Crest 42-13 over North Gaston. Drone 69-34 over Highland Tech. Freedom 42-6 over Patton. Irwin 28-21 over Brevard. Daniel 42-13 over Hendersonville. South Stanley 21-16 over South Davidson. Mount Pleasant loses 26-24 at Northwest Cabarrus. And Bunker Hill 41-0 North Iredell. Shannon, you want to do these?
All right, West Lincoln 21, Ashbrook 19, Alexander Central 28, RS Central 8. It was Chase defeating Cherville 42-16. South Point, South Carolina 51, Shelby 37. Watauga 28, Burns 20. Bessemer City 36, Christ the King 8. And it was South Caldwell 16, Newton Conover 13.
I think I had one more. I missed these just a second ago. Pisgah 38-14 over Pickens. North Henderson 48-34 over Owen. Maiden 27-21 over Christ School. McDowell 36-33 over Avery County. Wilkes Central 30-8 over East Wilkes. Allegheny 40-47. North Wilkes 40-47. That didn't sound right, did it? 47-40 North Wilkes over Allegheny. And Andrews 26-14 over Mitchell. Were the scores last week. Now that sets up this week's schedule, which Shannon just went over just a second ago. And so the standings now in our local area, Shannon, if you want to pull that up, we'll talk standings. You got your standing sheet over there. That's that blue sheet. Blue bars?
I was waiting on you to pull it up there.
Waiting on me to do something for me.
Okay, so in the standings now, do you want me to go ahead?
No, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the standings.
I'm pulling them up.
We'll start with the one just going down the sheet here in no particular order. And obviously the conference that our local teams, Shelby's, Cherville, Bessemer, Burns, East Gaston, Highland, Thomas Jefferson. Max Preps doesn't like to put them in order. So, but leading that conference right now is Thomas Jefferson. They are 2-0. From the win-loss record, Shelby's at 2-1 and Burns is 2-2. And you have two teams, Cherville and East Gaston are tied at 1-2. Bessemer is 1-3. Highland is 0-4. And then going to the conference with Maiden Maiden and Bandy's. In that conference, you have a four-way tie really for first place. Bandy's, Bunker Hill, Maiden, and West Lincoln are all undefeated. Two of those play tonight. Then you have East Burke at 1-1, and Newton Conover, West Caldwell, and Lincolnton are over. They have not won a game early in this season. Going up to the mountains, Chase. Trojans lead that conference 4-0, and that's the one I picked them to win that conference. But they've got a feisty Hendersonville team right behind them at 3-1. Polk County is also at 2-1. Brevard 1-2. RS Central and Patton both come in at 0-2. And Kevin, just looking at this conference here, Hendersonville in 4 games has put up 205 points.
Is that all?
That's it. That's amazing. And that's rough math, over 50 points a game.
Well,
so.
Here's
And then they lost last week.
I was about to say, Shannon.
Lost to Dabo's son.
Is that? Yeah, he did. That wasn't that, wasn't it?
Then now let's go on down to the Big South, the old Big South Conference. South Point comes in at 2-1, tied with in the 1-loss record. 2-1. Crest is at 1-1, and then you have Stuart Kramer's at 2-1, Forest View's 1-2, Kings Mountain's 2-1, and then Huss, Ashbrook, and North Gaston all have not won a game. This tonight's game against Crest will be Ashbrook's second game. I heard their coach was had a real bad battle with COVID there for a while, so I think tonight's his first night back for the Green Wave. And then the final conference, East Lincoln and States will come in at undefeated, 3-0 and 2-0 respectively. Within North Lincoln is behind them at 2-1. Hickory is at 1-2, and then the last 4 teams have not won a game so far. You've got West Iredale, St. Stephen's, North Iredale, and Fred T. Ford rounding out the bottom of that conference.
All right, Shannon. So
I hate they don't have names. I hate these conferences don't have names. It's like Northwest Wave number 3 or something.
Well, the top left one, we're going to name the Southern Piedmont 1A, 2A. And then we've got the South Fork 2A. Then we've got the Southern Foothills 2A. Then I've got the Big South 3A. And the only one that don't have a conference, in my opinion, is this Lake 1. And we're going to call it the Western Lakes 3A. How about that?
That works.
You like that one? The Western Lakes 3A.
Ford near a lake. Fred T. Ford. You count Lake Hickory.
They're near a hill with a big hog on it.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Hog Lake.
That's all I got. I'm sure there's a creek up there.
I'm sure. Yeah.
There's no buffaloes, but I think it's called the South Fork, though. But anyway, we'll be back in just a few minutes, and when we come back, we're going to talk. We're going to do picks and how bad Shannon did last week, and then we'll do Power Poll coming up just a little bit. Tell you who's in the top 10 on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986. Now open, the all-new BMC Toner Solutions at 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. The new BMC Toner Solutions can save you up to 50% off retail on your printer ink cartridges. Extra large inkjets just $14.99 for black and $16.99 for color. Just call 704-862-7333. They're open from 9 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 9 to 2 on Friday, and open every third Saturday from 9 to 2. The new BMC Toner Solutions, now open at 410 East Franklin Boulevard, Gastonia. 2 locations to serve you. That's Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal, located at 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and now at 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal will buy your junk car or even your house and come pull your own parts. New additions arrive every day. Admission fee is $2. They also buy copper, aluminum, steel, cast iron, tin, and brass. See the king of parts. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal. Open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Online at autopartsupull.com and see their page on whatsupshopper.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Now hiring. The Milligan Allen plant, located at exit 100 in Blacksburg, South Carolina, is now hiring experienced operators. Starting pay is $17 an hour with potential to earn $24 an hour. No prior chemical experience needed. The Allen plant offers 12-hour rotating shifts and provides a safe, stable environment with opportunities for overtime. Come join the Milligan family, where together we strive to positively impact the world around us for generations to come. Benefits include medical, dental, vision, life insurance, 2 weeks vacation, 401k, and a nurse practitioner. Qualified applicants should apply at careers.milligan.com. Search by function for Allen Plant and apply for experienced chemical operator. Or call the Allen Plant at 864-839-0399. just arrived at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. A big shipment of scratch and dented refrigerators. They're all sizes and all prices, and there's one right there for you. Come get your new refrigerator today. Plus save 2 on your new mattress set. That's Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. On the right going down, on the left coming back. Visit the website at HendrickAppliance.com, see their page at WhatsUpShopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Who shops at Putnam Distributors in Patterson Springs? Professional mechanics, shade tree mechanics, do-it-yourselfers, farmers, truckers, industries, and maybe you should too. They have a knowledgeable and friendly parts counter staff that'll be more than happy to help. Putnam Distributors is located in downtown Patterson Springs, just 5 minutes from the Shelby city limits. Go south on Highway 226 or Highway 180 and follow the signs. Putnam's prices are low on everything for everybody. Call them at 704-487-9395. It's in the phone book. Or try them at PutnamDistributors.com.
All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Friday night on KTC Broadcasting. What's up, Shopper.com, brought to you by Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby. And this is the Western North Carolina Prep Football pregame show. We cover 5 conferences. Shannon was just talking about that a minute ago. They don't have official names yet, but we've got names for them. The Southern Piedmont 1A, 2A, the Big South 3A, the South Fork 2A, the Southern Foothills 2A, and the Western Lakes 3A, which basically, folks, we cover teams in Gaston, Cleveland, Rutherford, and Lincoln counties, and the conferences that those teams are in. So we do cover those, and we also with we cover a little bit of the Mountain Island Conference now that they're playing in Hickory. I mean, not Hickory, Winston-Salem.
Yeah, Winston.
That conference that they're in now. All right, Shannon, last week you were terrible in picks. Throw you under the bus. Terrible, just terrible. I told CJ he could do better.
What was the record?
6-6.
That's Hall of Fame numbers right there.
That is not Hall of Fame numbers.
Okay. 300, you're in the Hall of Fame. That's 500.
That's baseball.
Okay, sports. It's athletics.
Sports. All right, Shannon missed. He picked Shelby to beat South Point. He picked RS Central to beat Alexander Central. Picked Christ the King to beat Bessemer City, the worst pick in the history of the world.
No.
Just a terrible, awful, god-awful pick. I can't believe you went there. I laughed when you did. I even said it'd be bad picks, and I forgot today. I knew it was one thing I was going to do was cut Shannon's bad picks.
Oh, yeah.
And we left. I was like, oh, gosh, I don't think there's anything left to do. You guys want to go eat some lunch? We did. And I just now thought about that because I needed to point out Shannon's terrible. I got time to run down the hall and cut that out if I need to. Burns at Watauga, you had Burns winning 38-13. They started out 14-0, Shannon.
They fell apart up there is what I heard. They just didn't. I guess Tom talked about that. Obviously he talked about that last Saturday as well. But, yeah, they just started off strong, but then just could not put it away, could not finish it. We
thought we'd have a close between Drone and Highland Tech. You went with the Rams, and Drone came out and squeaked by with the win. Yeah. And then Brevard at Irwin. You had Brevard with the upset 24-14, and Irwin won. You got Daniel over Hendersonville. You got Freedom over Patton. You got South Caldwell over Newton Conover. You got Crest over North Gaston. West Lincoln over Ashbrook. Chase over Cherryville. And there are some mountain ones you probably got right. I didn't go through and count some of these because I didn't want to hold them against you. If you missed Lookout Valley versus Hayesville, didn't get that matchup set up. And then we had some names last week I couldn't even pronounce. On the FCC wouldn't let me pronounce if you know who Raboon Gap?
Rayburn Gap.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You know what the rest of it say? How the rest of it's called?
Nata.
You can't say it.
I know, but yeah, I know what it's called. Yeah.
Only Alan Jackson can say it on the country radio waves. I don't even know how that is even the name of the school. In fact, I don't even want to know what the mascot is, Shannon.
Some of those kids actually played down here at Shelby and Legion about 4 or 5 years ago. They were illegal, obviously, but yeah, they played with the team out of Haywood County, and they'd actually played. I think they were playing. They were playing some team down in Georgia. They didn't think anybody would find out, but yeah,
neato. All right, let's do some football. All right, again, here's some of the local games we're not going to pick: Carver at Christ the King, Davidson, Community School at Davidson, Bishop McGinnis, AC Reynolds at North Buncombe, Irwin at Inca, Roberson at McDowell, North Davidson, Asheville, Marvin Ridge, Alexander Central, South Caldwell, High Brighton, Watauga at Ashe County, Central Cabarrus at Freedom, East Henderson at Franklin, Hayesville at Tuscola, Smoky Mountain at Pisgah, West Henderson at North Henderson, Owen at Drone, Mountain Heritage at Swain County, and Madison at Mitchell. Hey, give me 1 second. I'll be right with you. All right, Shannon, I want you to start at the bottom of there at Pine Lake Prep at Mountain Island. I'll be back in a second.
All right, so Skip said Pine Lake Prep. We're going to Mountain Island Charter. Pine Lake comes in at 1-1, and Mountain Island Charter is undefeated on the season at 3-0. Mountain Island Charter has one of probably the better quarterbacks around here, maybe even in the whole state. I don't know, just as far as his averages go. His name is Dylan Bisson, probably Bisson. He comes in averaging over 400 yards per game in the air. He has 11 touchdowns on the season here, just in 3 games. He has 11 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. His main targets are receivers Reginald Taylor and Cole Hart. Taylor comes in averaging 175 yards per game. He has 5 touchdowns, and Hart averaging $120 with 3 touchdowns. So Mountain Island Charter loves to put the ball in the air and seem to be very successful at doing it, especially when you're averaging 400 yards a game passing. They also have a running back, and when they do run it, Bisson is also in charge of that. Now, Pine Lake Prep comes in. They've got a guy that's gets $105 on the ground. He has 3 touchdowns. His name's Noah Murphy. So Mountain Island Charter, Kevin's going to be too strong for Pine Lake Prep. They'll move to 4-0 on the year. I've got Mountain Island Charter 40, Pine Lake Prep 14.
40-14, Mountain Island. All right,
yes.
St. Stephen's at West Iredell.
All right, let me find I got them written down here.
With the Indians at the Warriors tonight.
St. Stephen's, well, here's the thing. All you need to know about this game is that both teams have only scored 1 touchdown apiece in their games. I'm going to go with West Iredell at home.
70-66.
14-13.
Come on, Shannon.
No.
Ford Tigers at North Iredell. Are they the Vikings? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah, North. And they used to be really good, North Iredell did. But Fred T. Ford comes in. Both of them are 0-2. Fred T. Ford comes in. They're struggling this year, only averaging 3 points a game, but they're giving up 52 points. But on the other hand, North Iredell comes in averaging 3, but they're giving up 46. So I'm going to go with Ford since they're close by. Fred T. Ford 12, North Iredell 9.
12-9 Ford for Shannon. East Lincoln Mustangs at the Hickory Tornadoes. East Lincoln. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and mention.
Go ahead.
Well, I'll go ahead. We should do the power poll first and then do the pick so I can be like, number 7 versus number 5.
I got you. It was not this one. East Lincoln's 3-0. Hickory's 1-2. East Lincoln's averaging 28 points a game. They're giving up 11. They're led by quarterback Tyler Mizell. He's averaging 165 yards in the air. He has 6 touchdowns. His targets are Markel Clark and Jeremiah Jones. And they have a running back, Orlandis Howell Johnson. He's averaging over 60 yards a game. Hickory comes in, averaging 16 points. They're giving up 19. And even though they're playing at home on the turf, on the beautiful turf they have up there, they're going to struggle tonight. And I've got East Lincoln 38, Hickory 14.
38-14, big win for the Mustangs, according to Shannon. All right.
Yeah.
Big matchup here. North Lincoln Knights at the Statesville Greyhounds. 2-1 Knights against the 2-0 Greyhounds.
And these are conference games, too.
Yes.
So this is the first week of conference for some
Shannon,
teams.
I'm not giving out any conspiracy theories, but I haven't seen a single conference game get canceled this week.
Okay.
We've had weeks.
You're right. That's
weeks
interesting.
of cancellations. And then all of a sudden, there's a cure come conference week. Go ahead, Shannon.
That's interesting. North Lincoln comes in at 2-1. Statesville's also at 2-1. Kyle Kovalchuk is the quarterback for North Lincoln. Brendan Rogers is their running back, and he's averaging over 100 yards a game with 5 touchdowns. Statesville's quarterback Elijah Munoz and running back Zamari Stevenson. He also averages right at 100 yards a game. This will be a tough game. Both teams are similar for sure. North Lincoln's averaging 30 points, giving up 24. Statesville's averaging 34, giving up 22. So they're fairly even, if you want to look at it that way. But I'm going to take Statesville at home, just giving that home field advantage. Statesville 31, North Lincoln 24.
Greyhounds over the Knights for Shannon. Polk County Wolverines at the Patton Panthers tonight. Polk County is 2-1, give up 65. Patton, I just lost that one.
Patton's 0-2. Yeah.
Patton's 0-2. and they have given up 56 and scored 12 on the season.
Yeah. Polk County's led by Casey Beeler, their quarterback. He's averaging right at 100 yards a game, 3 touchdowns on the season. When they run the ball, they have Jacob Knighton and Angus Weaver lead the attack, and with Weaver over 90 yards per game. Patton has a kid, Randall Clark, and Tay Brawley. But Patton, like you said, they're giving up 23 a game. And I just like Polk County. Polk County in this one. Patton, they're struggling, so I'm going to say Polk County 21, Patton 7. Polk County's not going to score a lot they're like a West Lincoln. They're not going to score a lot of points on you, but it's going to be hard to score on them. So I got Polk County 21, Patton 7.
All right. The Wolverines over the Panthers. Andrews at Brevard. What is Andrews?
Is it TC Andrews? Or TW Andrews?
Somebody named Andrews at Brevard.
Yeah.
Brevard's in our conference. I don't know where Andrews is.
Yeah, where's it at? I've got it on here somewhere.
You don't know where your magic sheet is?
Oh, here you go. Andrews. Yeah, Andrews is 3-0. Brevard's 1-2. Andrews, they're averaging 32 points a game. They're only allowing 15 points a game. They're led by running back Isaac Weaver. He's averaging 161 yards on the ground per game. And they also have another running back, Austin Martin. He's averaging 125 yards. So they're going to run the ball. They're not going to do anything fancy. They're just going to run it down your throat. Now, Brevard, led by Joel Powell at quarterback. He's throwing over 142 a game. They also have a running back, Garrett Swicegood, who's a complement to Powell. But offensively, Brevard's struggling. They're only averaging 14 points per game. They're giving up 17. So there's your problem. That's why they're 1-2. So I got Andrews staying undefeated. Andrews 35, Brevard 10.
This is Andrews High Point.
High Point Andrews. That's right. Yeah. I forgot about them.
Is that right?
There's a High Point Andrews. There's a TW Andrews. Andrew Jones. I don't know. Different.
It says Andrews, North Carolina.
Yeah, that maybe is. I'm sure it's in the mountains somewhere. Because if it was High Point, they'd be throwing the ball. The mountains are gonna run it.
All right. So who'd you have in that one?
Andrews 35-10.
Andrews 35-10. All right. Speaking of scoreboard watching, Hendersonville host RS Central. Central is 0-2, give up 48 so far. Is that good news or bad news, Shannon, for going to the Bearcats? And Hendersonville is averaging 51.2 points a game, basically.
Yeah, over 50. Yeah. So Hendersonville, RS may be in trouble. Hendersonville is led by quarterback Gavin Gosnell, averaging 280 yards a game. He already has 10 touchdowns in 4 games. His main target is Eric Rashid. He has 6 touchdowns along with Malik Ingram and Tayshawn Collins. Now, remember, this is the team that put Shelby out of the playoffs last year. And they have a freshman running back, great name, Hezi Rudisel. He's averaging 81 yards a game and 5 touchdowns as a freshman. So that's outstanding. But RS, again, Trey Shears, their quarterback. They have the running backs. The running game they had last year, Jaden Costin and Ken Hines, the third. But their main problems are only averaging 11 points per game. Last year, Kevin, if you remember in the spring, they were scoring like 40 points a game in every ball game. And so that's your problem. They can't put the points on the board. And if they want to do anything this fall, that's the main thing they're going to have to work on. But however, Hendersonville is going to win tonight. They're just too tough at home. I've got Hendersonville 56, RS Central 14.
Big win for the Bearcats. Andrews is on the road between Murphy and Nantahala.
Okay.
If that tells you where it's at all. How about in the mountains?
Have great phone signal up there.
Cherokee at East Gaston.
Cherokee at East Gaston. So Cherokee comes in at 2-1. East Gaston's 1-2. Little trip for Cherokee to come down to Mount Holly. East Gaston, their quarterback Trenton Sherrill, he's averaging 117 in the air, but they have 2 running backs that are extremely good, and Justin Hill and Markel McKinney. Both are getting right at 100 yards per game, 3 touchdowns apiece. Now, Cherokee's quarterback is Chase Calhoun. He's throwing over 118 yards per game. Cherokee has won their last 2 games by beating North Georgia and Avery County. So that's why they're 2-1, because neither one of those teams are really that strong this year. So I'm going to pick East Gaston. I like them at home. I got East Gaston 31. It'll be a close game. East Gaston 31, Cherokee 24.
According to MapQuest, a 2-hour and 50-minute drive for Cherokee to East Gaston High School.
Mm-hmm.
How is that possible? Because it's like longer than that from Cherokee to my house in Kings Mountain. That don't make any sense.
Going downhill. Maybe it's going downhill.
Going downhill is faster. Okay. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes to discuss whether gravity has anything to do with with getting to Cherokee on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
You're invited to the big Customer Appreciation Fall Festival this Saturday, September 18th at LDP Farms in Bellwood. Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want you to join the Balls and Carolina Country as we broadcast live from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. at LDP Farms in Bellwood. Register to win some great prizes we're giving away, including tickets to the Renaissance Festival, free food certificates, free rounds of golf, Boss t-shirts, and more. Food will be available to purchase, including hot dogs. See the fall decorations and pumpkins too. And a special gospel singing from the Choir of Tabernacle Baptist Church of Kaiser. That'll be at 12 noon. So make plans to be there this Saturday, September the 18th, 11 a.m. until 5 p.m. The Customer Appreciation Fall Festival at LDP Farms, Highway 18 North in Bellwood. And join us for a live radio broadcast starting at 11 a.m. this Saturday. Are you planning to remodel your home? Or maybe you're considering building a brand new home? Either way, see Willis Flooring in Shelby with hardwoods by J.J. Haynes, plus laminates and sheet vinyl, vinyl plank, Cortec flooring, plus carpet by Mohawk, Shaw and more. Also shower doors, glass, and quartz and granite and marsh cabinets. And you'll find one of the largest selections of tile in this entire area. Willis Flooring, 2247 Kings Road in Shelby. Call 980-404-0965. Like them on Facebook too. It's a truckload mattress sale. The big trucks have pulled up full of name brand mattresses. It's a red hot summer sale event you don't want to miss. And with name brands like Ashley, Vaughn, Park Place, Bassett, Catnapper, and more. All furniture made right here in the USA. Go online and see how you can take 10% off any $299 or more purchase. Plus up to 18 months financing with zero interest. Cummings Furniture, 14 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at CummingsFurnitureofShelby.com. Locally owned and operated for 48 years. Stop in the Roundup store in Shelby. Just close your eyes and imagine sitting on your front porch in your new glider from the Roundup store. You'll find gliders, rockers, porch swings, birdhouses, and yes, their famous storage buildings, plus windows, doors, cabinets, and vanities. Visit the website at roundupshelby.com and see the page at whatsupshopper.com. That's the Roundup store, 1610 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, 8:30 to noon on Saturday. It's third down and 22 yards to go. Now, that's a tough situation for any team, and not having your taxes done properly is a problem for you. That's when you call on Kimberly Spicer, CPA and public attorney. She has the team you can count on. She can assist you with your small business and your tax preparation. In Shelby, call 704-482-4358. And in Forest City, dial 828-245-8351. Kimberly Spicer, CPA and attorney. 214 North Morgan Street in Shelby and at 118 East Main Street in Forest City.
And good evening and welcome back to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, North Carolina Prep Football pregame show. We'll be here to right at 7 o'clock, and we got 4 big games tonight on the schedule. Bunker Hill at Lincoln on WLON in Lincoln County. Crest at Ashbrook on WOHS in Cleveland County. Bessemer City at Thomas Jefferson, Rutherford County, WAGY, and Cherryville at Shelby on WCSL tonight in the Cherryville area. All right, Shannon, more picks. West Lincoln at Bandy's tonight. This should be a big game.
Yeah, this will be a huge game. They both come in undefeated. West Lincoln 3-0, Bandy's 2-0. West Lincoln comes in averaging over 30 points a game, while they're giving up 11. Bandy comes in at 2-0, having beaten St. Stephen's and Fred T. Ford. Bandy's comes in averaging 30 points. They're averaging, West. Let me start over. I don't mess my stuff up here. West Lincoln.
There you go.
Quarterback Jordan Truesdale. They have a running back named Mason Avery. He's averaging just shy of 200 yards per game with 4 touchdowns. As Avery goes, West Lincoln's going to go. Bandy's led by quarterback Parker DeHart and running back Tariq Bumgardner. And Bumgardner and DeHart both are averaging over 100 yards per game rushing the ball. So I'm going to go with Bandy's here because even though West Lincoln has played tougher opponents, they cannot win ball games in this day and time by averaging only 3 touchdowns a game per game. You can some games, mind you, but Bandy's can score. And I think West Lincoln will not be able to keep up. But it'll be a close game. I'm saying Bandy's 35, West Lincoln 31. I'm probably going to miss that one, too. Let me go ahead and say that. I'm probably going to miss that one.
Terry Reinhardt will stand the text here any time now to Warner. But I don't know if does he got your number?
Oh, yeah, he does.
He'll send you a text here in a minute to tell you how wrong you are. Newton Conover at West Caldwell. Red Devils and the Warriors tonight. Red Devils are 0-2. They've given up 44 points on the year, and West Caldwell 0-2's give up 57.
Let me find my sheet. I need to make this. Well, Newton Conover and West Caldwell, both teams come in 0-2. Two very similar teams, but all for the wrong reasons. Both right now are averaging over 10 points per game, but they're giving up over 21. You got to be able to stop people from scoring, and you got to score more than just 10 points per game. But since they're playing at home, I'm going to take Newton, or excuse me, no, they're playing at West Caldwell or Newton?
It's Newton Conover at West Caldwell on my sheet.
Yeah.
Whether that's right or not.
Well, I picked Newton Conover. I said they were playing at Newton, but I'm going to still pick Newton Conover.
Okay.
I'm going to say Newton Conover 21, West Caldwell 20.
21-20 and a close one.
Yeah.
Shannon likes to pick those with the kickers and then blame it on the kicker.
Well,
He's still got hardened feelings and blames John Casey for things.
It was his fault.
So a lot of times I look down here
bounds,
and there's a guy extra point lost, extra point field goal.
He had one job. He
You picked West Iredale to lose by missing an extra point tonight. Now you've got West Caldwell missing an extra point. Shannon, something in your heart, man.
He had one job.
Yeah, he's kicked four
Kick
field
it
goals
straight
before
down
that.
the field.
How many field goals did he have before that?
Kicks it out of bounds.
How many field goals did he have before that, Shannon?
30-yard line. I don't know.
And he had he probably had 7 field goals in that game, didn't he?
Panthers going to get a field goal. They're good at every kicker they got should be in the Hall of Fame.
Maiden at East Burke. Blue Devils against the Cavaliers.
So Maiden led by quarterback Ethan Brooks. He's throwing for over 200 yards per game with 11 touchdowns for Maiden. Ben Gibbs, our running back, he's going for $115 with 3 touchdowns. Now East Burke comes in they've beaten Patton, but they've lost to Freedom. Maiden will by far be the best team they have played, and I'm picking Maiden in this one. They're going to win big. I've got Maiden 48, East Burke 7.
Maiden 48-7. Stuart Kramer at South Point tonight. Can the Storm raid Belmont?
They're going to try. They're both coming at 2-1.
Would you like to play on words there?
Yeah, they did. Kramer and South Point, they're very similar in their numbers. Kramer's averaging 28, South Point's averaging 29. Kramer's giving up 18, South Point's giving up 14. So that's very similar numbers. Kramer's led by Justin Rockermore, the quarterback. He's throwing over 200 yards per game with 8 touchdowns. South Point, they're led by Tyson Riley. He's averaging 183 yards on the ground with 6 touchdowns. We also have Cam Medlock and Joseph O'Neill for that Redbone offense. Just because they're playing at home, and since Kramer's never won, it's one of those deals. I'm going to pick South Point. I'm going to say it's a close game. Again, you had one job. South Point 28, Kramer 27.
Good gosh. Golly.
Could be because of a block kick.
Poor kid.
Or go for 2, missed it. You got to look at it that way.
All right. I found the 3 games we'll talk about in just a second. I got a good football point for me and Shannon here. Forest View at North Gaston. Jaguars at Wildcats. Who scratches out a win tonight?
It's really good. Forest View 1-2. North Gaston comes in 0-4. North Gaston, they're only averaging 13 points per game offensively. They're giving up 44, but they did have They had a close game with Chase, and so there is some life in there. But they got whooped the last week by Crest. But you do not win too many games, averaging only 13 points, giving up 44. You don't win too many of those at all. Forest View comes in led by Austin Parker. He's throwing over 134 yards per game, and they lost a very close game early in the season to Burns as well. I like Forest View this one. I've got Forest View 30, North Gaston 21.
30-21, Forest View over North Gaston, according to Shannon. The Mountaineers of Kings Mountain head over to Gastonia to play the Huskies of Hunter Husk. The Mountaineers call the Dogs, or the Dogs drop a you-know-what all over the mountain.
No, that's not going to happen. Well, the last time they played at Hunter Husk, Kings Mountain, they had a great team. It depends on how you want to say it. It was in 2018 or 2019. however you want to look at that because of COVID year. But Kings Mountain went down there and they lost that game, and that put them in the third seed of the playoffs that year out of that conference when they were really probably the best team in the conference. But they're led by quarterback Lamont Littlejohn III. He's throwing over 120 yards, has 2 touchdowns on the season. Running backs Thomas Feemster and Caleb Holland are the leading the ground attack. Holland's averaging over 100 yards a game. But what is odd about this Kings Mountain is they're only averaging 15 points per game, and they're giving up 17 points, but they've got a winning record. Mm-hmm. That's odd, all right? But you got to take the Shelby score into that. You got to take account of the Shelby score in that one. But for Hunter Huss, Javarian Brown leads the Huskies, and quarterback Quaylen Thomas.
Shannon, that's why they're not above South Point in the power poll. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I see that now. Quaylen Thomas take charge on the ground attack for the Huskies. The difference in this game is going to be the Kings Mountain defense. They're actually really stout up front. I like the way they play. They're feisty and get after it. It's like a bend but don't break type defense. So I'm going to say Kings Mountain 28, Hunter Huss 13.
28-13, Mountaineers over the Huskies. Bulldogs tonight in the new conference host the Rams to the Rambling Wreck from Highland Tech. Sting the Dogs in Lawndale.
I don't even know if I wrote this one
down. And
ruin
the Roysters Knights.
I don't even think I wrote this one down because it was Highland Tech and Burns.
All the turkeys will be let loose if Highland Tech wins tonight, Shannon.
I wrote this one down because I don't remember writing it down.
Is that not good enough out analysis?
I didn't even hear it. I'm trying to
look at the all the turkeys that run on Royster Farms will be let loose if Burns loses to Highland Tech tonight.
Yeah, somebody better get a hold of Nelson if this happens. But Burns comes in led by quarterback Ben Mooney. He's averaging right under 200 yards per game, 6 touchdowns. Now, Burns had a loss last week up at Watauga, but they need to get that running game going. They're led by Lamont Wilson and Jeremiah Norris. And Ryan Thompson is their main receiver.
Pick of the night. Jeremiah Norris will be the MVP tonight. Offensive. Now, defensive. They've got some. They got some studs on defense.
Yeah,
they make Shannon every week. The Bulldogs, and we're going to show some highlights in a minute. They've got a seems like they score on defense every week. Azari Brown in the game.
Yeah,
and fantastic. So go ahead.
Yeah. So Highland Tech, they're giving up over 50 points per game. That alone should tell you about them and their record. Burns will win big. You said defense. I'm going to say Hunter Davis, Kahari Haynes, the Bacchus kid that plays safety, Zari Brown. The Burns has a stout defense. They just got to get their offense going. I'm going to say Burns 56, Highland Tech 21, Jeremiah Norris 250 yards on the ground.
All right. So those are all of our local games in the area that's not broadcast. Now, we have coverage on Twitter at some of these games that we don't have the broadcast for. So we've got Highland Tech at Burns. We've got a Twitter feed out there. Matt Royster will be at that game, Shannon. We'll have highlights of that. West Lincoln at Bandy's. We'll have highlights on of that during the Red Zone Show. Red Zone Show, folks, what is that? You're listening. During the games on YouTube, live YouTube show, I keep these scores up on the screen and keep them up as quick as we can. We tweet the scores up. We pull those up. And then we've got reporters out at the games tweeting scores and highlights and updates. And we will use those highlights during the games. Tag us at KTC Broadcasting, hashtag KTC Scores, hashtag KTC Red Zone. At What's Up Shopper is where we'll be tweeting from. If you just want to follow there, you'll get all the highlights straight to your phone, straight and direct to your phone. If you'll follow Twitter at What's Up Shopper. Now, and we're giving scores out at KTC Broadcasting and more links and other things at KTC. So follow on both of those for highlights. Cherville at Shelby tonight. We'll have highlights of that one. Jock Anderson will be out there for that. Bessemer City at Jefferson, we'll have highlights of that. Brian Nichols will have that game covered for us tonight. Crest at Ashbrook, we'll have Tanner Halbert covering that game. So we're going to have 5 games tonight covered on Twitter. And so, Shannon, we'll have some highlights here in just a little bit on the Red Zone and the post-game show. Yeah. We'll be excited about that. All right, Calvin, you ready for another break? I think it's about time break. We got to pick... we got to do our local games next, and then we're going to do our power poll and final thoughts and concerns. Coming up in just a minute, we're going to break down Bunker Hill at Lincoln and Crest at Ashbrook, Bessemer City at Thomas Jefferson, and Cherville at Shelby on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
Looking for a great buy on new zero-turn mower? Look no more. We got it at Hojo Power Sports and Equipment in Shelby. Right now, you can buy a brand new Aaron's zero-turn 42-inch mower for only $27.99. That's right, only $27.99 for a new Aaron's 42-inch zero-turn mower. Plus, see the line of Ferris, Snapper, Snapper Pro, Hustler, Walker, Ryan, Red Max, Husqvarna, Simplicity, Shindawa, Z-Spray, and more. Hojo Power Sports and Equipment, 110 Grigg Street off South Lafayette Street in Shelby. Online at hojopower.net. Like them on Facebook, too.
Everything we do is in search of more go. If it can withstand 0 degrees, can it go negative 20? If it can run through 5 inches of water per hour, can it go to 6? We go. So it goes. So you can go. It's hard to stop a train.
Your train dealer is Forest City Heating and Air. Call 828-245-1379. Again, 828-245-1379. Fun has a new address in the Charlotte region. Catawba Two Kings Casino is now open. 24/7 gaming excitement is here in Kings Mountain at 538 Kings Mountain Boulevard with 500 slot machines. Slot some time in your day at Two Kings. Take exit 50585. Regulated by the Catawba Nation Gaming Commission. Must be 21 or over to play. Play responsibly and within your limits. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call the National Council on Problem Gambling at 1-800-522-4700.
When you're in the field, downtime is not an option. That's why now is the time for a service inspection at James River Equipment. Whether you own a John Deere tractor, planter, forage harvester, or baler, James River has a summer service special that's right for you. When it comes to quick diagnosis and expert service professionals, James River delivers. Schedule your service at your local James River location or online at jamesriverequipment.com. James River delivers.
Oh, no, you did. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, North Carolina Prep Football pregame show. And, Shannon, we got Bunker Hill at Lincoln tonight on WLON 1050 AM, 107.5 FM. The Bunker Hill Bears come in at 3-0. They've scored 112, give up 18. Lincoln, on the other hand, 0-3. They've scored 33, giving up 88. Shannon, what do you got on your notes?
Well, this is the think about how times have changed. You know, normally these roles are reversed. Lincoln would be the undefeated. Bunker Hill would be the one that's over. But Bunker Hill, as you said, they're coming in averaging 37 a game. They're only giving up 6 points per game. Got a very good defense up there in Bunker Hill. Lincoln, as you mentioned, they're averaging 11 points, giving up right at 30 points per game. Bunker Hill's led by quarterback Carson Elder. He's right under 200 yards per game. He has 5 touchdowns. His receivers, Xavier McCleve and Elijah Boston, those are his main targets. And all 3 of those guys, Kevin, are underclassmen. They're just juniors, so they'll be back next year. Caden Robinson and Chad Stevenson lead that defense. Is only giving up, allowing 6 points per game. This game here, you know, you hate to see it for Lincoln. Again, it gets part of their process they got to go through right now. But Bunker Hill, I think, comes in and they win big because I don't think they'll have too many chances to do this. Bunker Hill 42, Lincoln 14.
All right, Shannon. So the Bears over the Wolves, 42-14. Over in Gastonia tonight, down New Hope Road, the Crest Chargers are at the Ashbrook Green Wave tonight. Chargers, this is only, their second game of the year?
Third game.
Third game of the year.
Yeah.
They're 1-1 on the season. Scored 66, gave up 42. Ashbrook, this is only their second game of the season. They lost last week to West Lincoln 21-19. How about the Chargers match up with the Green Wave tonight in Gastonia?
This will be Crest's third straight away game. Their home game got canceled early in the season, so they still haven't played at home yet. Only thing I know about Ashbrook, Chandler Meeks, and Trey Holland, they're going to be the two. I talked with Coach Edens this afternoon. He said they have a really good running back, and maybe one of these guys here that is extremely elusive when he gets in the open field. He's really good. Again, they're getting their coach back because he's been battling with COVID, and so best wishes to him as well. But now Crest, quarterback Natavius Husky, and running back Maury Adams, those are going to be the two main workhorse night for the Chargers. But Adams, he's the key to that Crest offense. He's a senior leader, and as Crest goes, or as Maury goes, Crest is going to go. But they also have Carter Green, Javarius Green, and Malachi Addison, a receiver that Husky can get to. Now the Charger defense, they're going to have to step up tonight because they're not going to play. They're not playing a North Gaston this week. They're playing a more athletic team in Ashbrook. But I got Crest winning. I think because of the, everything that's going on with Ashbrook, only their second game, getting things back together. I got Crest winning this one. But it's always a tough game down there for them at Ashbrook. But I got Crest 28, Ashbrook 14.
28-14, Chargers over Ashbrook. Cherryville tonight on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM. Tim Johnson, Danny Aker going over to Shelbytown tonight. Ironman at the Lions, renewing their former rivalry in the same conference for the most part. Shannon, Shelby tonight comes in. Of course, they've won. They beat everybody in North Carolina. They haven't won a game in South Carolina against the South Carolina team this year. So 2-1. They've scored 89, give up 77. Ironman are 1-2. I believe, right?
They're 1-2.
Staring at it. It's weird looking at them in the same conference. 1-2, give up 91 on the season in 3 games. So, Shannon, what you got?
Shelby quarterback Dalen Lee, he's averaging over 250 yards a game with 5 touchdowns. Marquise Adams and Bryson Key, that leads the rushing attack for the Golden Lions. His least favorite target is Jakeith Hamilton. He's a freak of an athlete, made some great catches for the Lions last Friday night. And also Isaiah Bridges, they're both averaging over 100 yards a game. The thing about this game, Kevin, is what Shelby's going to bring to the table, and can Cherryville not get? And I don't mean this negative, Coach Pruitt or anything like that. Can their players not get starstruck? Because Shelby's got some big time recruits out there. They got some big time.
Look, I played in this game. It ain't anything about starstruck. It's about I'm trying to make a play. I'm doing my job, and I'm trying not to get hurt while doing it. While we're at this game, I didn't really mention on the Highland Tech game. I called it jokingly, Shannon, the Q Tucker night here on KTC Broadcasting.
Yeah.
You're serving up, the sheep to the wolves tonight. The Highland Tech at Burns, Cherryville at Shelby. And here I want to say this. I played in these rivalries, on a Cherryville and a Vesper team, against Kings Mountain, against Shelby. We didn't have a chance going into any of these games. And one of the worst things that I do here, and just for talking about people in football circles, people have pride in their schools and how good they are, and then they talk about other schools and how bad they are, and they just don't realize when I pull out these numbers, Shannon, the roster sizes. And to me, I've went over that time and time again, is the roster sizes are the keys to how good these football teams are. The teams with 50-plus players on the rosters continually make runs in the playoffs, and the ones that don't. Right. It's a simple, whatever A you are, 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you've got 50 players, you continually make a good run or a decent team in the playoffs or in the regular season. Like say Hendersonville, you'll dominate and they get in the playoffs. Maybe you lose in the first 2 rounds or made and whatever, right. But you have the players out there. And this is the issue when they made these conferences, and one of the things we have these folks down east making these conferences, that they don't know these matchups, they don't know these setups, and they just looked at the closest 2A team. All they did was pick the closest 2A teams to these 3 schools.
Yeah,
and with that, with them doing that, it made it unfair in football. And so, I mean, let's say we lost 56-6, I think, one year. When I was at Cherryville, when I was junior year, I threw a touchdown and caught one in that game. It's the only thing I remember about that game.
Right.
You know what? And then now I say that, and I'll back it up. There was 2 other things I do remember. I got shook from 10 yards away for a touchdown. I just sat down on the ground.
By who?
Antoine Petty. I didn't want to say his name. He shook me pretty good. The other guy, the other one was I almost threw another one, and the tight end, underneath tight end, ran the wrong route, put his hand up and tipped it up. The other touchdown was for I threw one against him at Bessemer, and I pulled the 6-shooters out and shot him at Chris Norman. Yeah, we got beat 60-6 in that one. Anyway, the guy hit me late. But what I'm trying to say is that in those games, for Cherville and Highland Tech and Bessemer, it's a split conference game too, so it doesn't even matter.
It don't matter. Yeah.
So it's not that we chose to play this game and say, "Hey, we're going to try to compete with Shelby."
Yeah.
It's the state forcing you to play them in a game that's not even technically going to count when it comes to playoff seeding. Because Cherville, talking to Coach Pruitt, he's like, "We beat Thomas Jefferson, we're the 1 seed. If we can beat Thomas Jefferson and I got to beat Thomas Jefferson, Bessemer, and Highland Tech." He said it wouldn't be so bad playing Bunker Hill. I mean, not Bunker Hill, but Burns and Shelby. If you have to play them, that's just 2 games, right? He said, but then the 1A schools, now I got to go against Thomas Jefferson, who's, pulling kids from everywhere around here, and we know how that's been. So that's the issue as well. So now you're getting double shot these 1A schools by not only these 2A schools, and they're good 2A schools. Like, if you want to put them in good 2A schools, put them in schools that you'd be competitive with. Right. Not saying some of these other ones, you know who, you don't put them in there with Shelby and Burns. Whatever you draw up, and you draw up a conference, maybe we should do this different. And I thought, the 2A, 3A, if they're going to do split conferences, which they did, why are you splitting up conferences or counties like Lincoln and Cleveland and sending them into 2 separate ones as opposed to keeping them together? You could have had one conference, Lincoln County and Cleveland, 2A, 3A, and had 8 teams. Easy as pie.
That'd been solid. That would have been a solid conference.
Easy as pie.
Yeah.
And then Cherville could have been in a conference with some of these other local 2A teams. How about this? What about if they are in there with East Gaston? They've beat them and been competitive with them. Leave them in there. But if you take Burns and Shelby out, you can easily replace them with some of the other local teams. East Burke. I mean, come on. What about that? You can play Lincoln again. You used to play them all the time. West Caldwell, West Lincoln. They play West Lincoln out of conference anyway a lot of years. So a lot of these schools, even some of these other ones, Cherville plays Chase almost every year. Polk County would be a good matchup for these schools as well. Yeah. And, again, Shannon, I think that the state did a disservice to them, and I hope everyone comes out healthy. It's a depth thing, okay? So the biggest thing, for example, I didn't come off the field, okay? The only time I did come off the field, I will say this, I did on kickoff and kick return. I didn't do the kickoffs for the most part. Sometimes if somebody was hurt and didn't know where to go, I'd run in and play hands team or kick off something. But every offense, defense, punt, whatever, I was on the field. So if I just ran around trying to run around from the defense, trying to tackle me for a few plays, and then the very next play, I'm at safety. Well, I'm the last guy that keeps somebody from scoring. Yeah. So am I winded or am I?
Oh, you dead? I see what I mean. I get that.
And in teams. And when you go to college and you meet guys and hey, did you play football? Hey, what position did you play? And they're like, linebacker. And I'm like, that's it. Anything else? Anything else? Did you contribute at all besides that? And they're like, no. So that was weird to me hearing other people say they only play one side of the ball because But again, and I always like you used to mention. So we'd go to Shelby, we'd go to Burns, wherever. I always thought our 2 to 5 guys were just as good as their 2 to 5 guys. But then they had 10 more. It was the depth. So when you're on the line of scrimmage, Shannon, and talking about linemen, and you're going 2 ways on the line, and now you got to go Shelby, and they're fresh both ways. Yeah. And they're bigger than you. So now I'm tired and playing. I'm basically playing against, if I'm the left tackle and I'm going both ways on each side for Highland Tech or Cherville playing deep line, I'm going against 4 different people. Because they got a starter and a backup. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
They're bigger and athletic. They're more athletic too.
I got 4 people that I've got that I've got to be conditioned for, and so I don't think it's fair. If they're going to do splits, the 1A, 2As, the putting the 1As in splits is really hard and bad for them. But again, where do you go when there's no other 1As around because everybody's now in the charter school? So it's a tough situation. But again, I don't think they looked at it with any nuance other than just
locality. Location. Yeah.
So my proposal is obviously roster sizes would be my number one thing, and then also Shannon, I wouldn't mind football only conferences.
That's interesting.
So
Yeah.
So Gaston County, you've got 9 public high schools besides football. Is there any other reason all 9 of those shouldn't just be in the same conference? What's the point of like say Cherryville going to or Chase going all the way up to Hendersonville and Brevard when they could just be playing Cherryville and West Lincoln and Crest and Shelby and everybody else in this local area in all the other sports? Like, is there a point in Highland Tech is going to take their tennis team to Winston-Salem to play Winston-Salem Cards?
Yeah, I agree.
Think about all the money spent on that for whatever that event cost.
I get it.
It's just wild for them. All right, it's about time for another break. When we come back, we're going to do the top power poll, top 10, top 20. Real quick, here's who didn't make it this week as we get ready for our next break.
I want to talk about Bessemer City and Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, did we skip that? Sorry. You didn't pick that? I went on a tangent. Real quick, Shannon make the pick, and when Dad gets ready, we'll go to break. Jefferson hosting Bessemer City. Bessemer City, 70-2 tonight?
Well, my Shelby score is 49-14. Okay. And we give Trevor a little credit.
Sorry, I went on a long rant about you Tucker Knight.
Yeah. And Bessemer City score, I've got Thomas Jefferson 42, Bessemer City 14.
This boy never learns. Boy never learns. I wish I had Terry's notes tonight. He'd tell me exactly. Bessemer's 9-1 against Thomas Jefferson.
Let me go back what you were saying a while ago until your dad gets in here for the break. But you mentioned about the depth. Ashbrook and Crest tonight, like I said, talked with Coach Eds this afternoon. He said the biggest key is going to be the offensive line, or the line play, excuse me. And I said, well, what do you mean? He said that Ashbrook, their lineman's playing both ways. He's like, that's gonna play into our hands. He's like, we've got, I think he said one that's actually going both ways. And it's still, I can see what you're saying, because now you're playing against
everybody's fresh.
Everybody's fresh.
You got one job. So the guy playing 2 ways has to know how to block tonight,
right?
And he has to get to the quarterback.
He's got to be in shape to be able to do that. Yeah, and looking at last week's game too, Shelby and South Point. Look at the South Point's this big school in South Carolina, and if you looked at the sidelines on both teams, now South Point's front four on their defense probably dynamic, probably the best front four I've seen in a while around here, especially their defensive ends. But Shelby had as many players, if not as more, than South Point did. And both programs were successful, but they had the depth they could bring in. Kid gets tired of receiver, they can put somebody else in just as quick, just as good.
Well, the best example of it, Shannon, is
a running back.
You're talking about Ashbrook there. So Ashbrook has 1,200. This is last fall's. Ashbrook has 1,200 students. Okay.
Yeah.
Crest has 1,130, roughly. Okay.
Right.
So it was 1,275 to Crest is 1,130. So they've got 150 more students, roughly, just over Crest. Okay. So, but that same year, this was, I think, in the spring or whatever, Bessemer City was 622 students, had the same number of football players as Ashbrook with 25 players. Ashbrook only had 25 players out of 1,200 students. Crest had 63 out of 1,200.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by if you did it by roster size, Ashbrook would be in a 2A conference. If you do it by school size, where you count girls and every other guy that doesn't even play the sport, you don't have that. You have it's just you'd have better matchups. Just completely across. Now Ashbrook's got more players now. I think they're up to 40 in the 40s now. Mm-hmm. So they're doing better. Remember, they didn't win a game. They were getting destroyed because they only had 20 people on the team.
Yeah, new coach
going against 50.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
So
it makes a huge
everybody's
difference.
like, well, it's only 22 or 11 on 11. Whoever says that never played 2 ways. That's funny that you even said Coach Edens brought that up, because, I mean, for him to even have to think about that, brought that up. Everybody in every other level, 1 and 2s, are thinking about that.
Yeah.
But those schools with
that gives you that advantage you're looking for.
See in there
for sure.
We ready for next break now in there? Maybe not. Are they eating fats without us, Shannon?
Probably.
And not ready for the breaks.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, coming up after the break, we're going to do the top 10. Last week it was Hendersonville 1, East Lincoln 2, Chase 3, Maiden 4, Shelby 5, Statesville 6, Bandy 7, Bunker Hill 8, Burns 9, and West Lincoln 10. We had changes. We'll be back on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
100 years of anything means a lot. And at Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, you'll find over 100 years of combined motorcycle experience. So they must be doing something right. If you're in the market for a new bike, trike, or four-wheeler, or ATV, see the folks you can depend on for sales, service, and parts. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, with over 100 years of combined motorcycle experience. Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Need cash? Well, S&R Auto Sales in Shelby needs your car. Turn your car into quick cash at S&R Auto Sales in Shelby. S&R Auto Sales will buy your car. Come in now for an appraisal and get the money you need. Or see S&R Auto Sales in Shelby for your next vehicle. And they have financing available. See Susie or Richie today at S&R Auto Sales, 417 South Post Road in Shelby, online at srautosales.com. It's time to power up. Power up with Skag Power Equipment, powered by Vanguard from Elliott Supply Company in Polkville. The Vanguard is now available on the Skag Tiger Cat and the Skag Patriot models. See the Skag Tiger Cat, 52-inch more with a Vanguard 810cc 28 horsepower EFI engine, or the Skag Patriot, available in 52 and 61-inch cuts with a Vanguard 810cc 26 horsepower engine. Power up with the Skag from Elliott Supply Company, Highway 182 in Polkville. Online at elliottsupplyinc.com.
What's next?
Code 55, ceiling fan.
Fantastic.
With a broken ceiling fan, I've had to improvise.
We can just fix your fan.
Yeah, that might work better.
All set.
Thanks.
Oh, look, honey, for outdoor use only.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
2 locations to serve you. That's Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal, located at 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and now at 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal will buy your junk car or even your house and come pull your own parts. New additions arrive every day. Admission fee is $2. They also buy copper, aluminum, steel, cast iron, tin, and brass. See the king of parts. Auto Parts U-Pull and Scrap Metal. Open 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. 1025 County Home Road in Shelby and 851 Car Farm Road in Lincoln. Online at autopartsupull.com and see their page on whatsupshopper.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Plumbing problems? Well, if you're not an expert plumber, then we invite you to call the Expert Plumbers. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. Just call 828-245-7302. Recommended since 1973. From faucets to sinks to toilets, from sewer and drains to well pumps, from dishwashers to disposals to bathroom remodeling, residential and commercial, new homes too. Don't let your plumbing problems drive you plumb crazy. Call Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City, 828-245-7302, or visit the website at olmstedplumbing.com. Olmsted Plumbing is now hiring for skilled service technicians and skilled equipment operators.
All right, welcome back to the Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, North Carolina Prep Football Pregame Show. Power poll time, Shannon, power poll time. All right, teams that did not make it. Forest View. Dad, call Brent Pascal real quick. He's wanting you to check his stuff. He just texted me. Forest View is 21, Brevard 22, West Iredale 23, Huss 24, RS Central 25, all with 0 power points. West Caldwell -1, Ashbrook -2 with Newton Conover at 28, North Iredale 29, Cherryville is 30 with -3, and Patton 31. St. Stephen's of -4, along with Ford and Lincoln are 32 through 34. -5, North Gaston is number 35, number 36, and number 37, Bessemer City and Highland Tech in the power poll. So there's your updated 20 through 37 power poll. Shannon, now the top 20. At number 20, East Gaston Warriors. They were number 20 last week, actually. They didn't move. Them and number 19 didn't change. Hickory is number 19, the Tornadoes. Both of them 1 and 2. Hickory wins on the tiebreaker. They both got 1 power point. So does Crest, East Burke, and Stuart Kramer, all with 1 power point apiece. But Stuart Kramer gets the tiebreaker with the most wins. Then East Burke has given up the least points between Crest. So now you have Stuart Kramer at 16, East Burke at 17, Crest at 18, Hickory at 19, and East Gaston at 20 are 16 through 20. Shannon, I'll let you count down 15 through 11.
Okay, so coming in at 15 is the Thomas Jefferson Griffins. They have 2 power points, 2-0 on the season, and was that negative 23?
That's how many they've given up.
They've given up 23 points, okay.
Yep.
Then the next 2 both have 3 power points. At 14 is North Lincoln. At 13 is Polk County, but Polk County gets the nod because they have given up less points. Both of those teams are 2-1. Polk County's given up 65 points. North Lincoln 72 points. At number 12 with 4 power points is Kings Mountain, and number 11 with 4 power points is South Point. Both of them are 2-1. But then again, it goes by defense. South Point has given up 41 points. And Kings Mountain has given up 51 points. So that's 15 to 11.
All right, number 10, the Burns Bulldogs. They're the only team in the power poll right now with 5. They're 2 and 2 on the season, give up 73. Bandy's and Shelby both with 6 power points, but Bandy's undefeated at 2-0. They get the nod at number 8 over Shelby at number 9. Number 7 in the power poll, they're tied with West Lincoln at 6. That's the Statesville Greyhounds. They're 2-0, but West Lincoln, they're in the 6th spot at 3-0 on the season, both with 7 power points. 3 through 5 have 8 power points. Let me pull that down for the folks watching at home so you can see the top 5. Dun, dun, dun. 3 through 5, folks, have 8 power points on the season. Maiden, East Lincoln, and Hendersonville. Maiden at the 3, East Lincoln at the 4, Hendersonville at the 5. Hendersonville the only one with a loss, so they are in the 5 spot. East Lincoln in 3 games have given up 32. Maiden in 3 games give up 21 points. So Maiden at 3, East Lincoln at 4, Hendersonville at 5. Number 2 in the power poll, we just mentioned that just a little while ago. How about the Bunker Hill Bears, Shannon? 3-0 on the season. If you've got 9 points on the season and you've got your 3-0, that means 3 3A victories for the Bunker Hill. Not only are they winning, they're beating 3A schools, Shannon.
And giving up 6 points a game.
6 points a game.
Solid. That's solid.
All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the number 1 team in our area. How about Coach Cogdell and his Chase Trojans, the only team in the area that's 4-0, Shannon. The 4-0 Trojans of Chase in 4 games have given up 69 points and a grand total of 9 power points. They're actually tied with Bunker Hill in the power points, but they win the tiebreaker based on they've got 4 wins and Bunker Hill 3, and that's it, Shannon. So there's your top 10. Chase 1, Bunker Hill 2, Maiden 3, East Lincoln 4, Hendersonville 5, West Lincoln 6, Statesville 7, Bandy's 8, Shelby 9, and Burns 10. Cleveland County has 4 teams there in the top 20. Lincoln County has 1, 2, 3. Lincoln not in the top 20. And in Gaston County, I ain't count. Rutherford County, they got 9 people. They got 9 teams in Gaston County. That's not going to be in the top 20. Rutherford County, Chase is in there. Thomas Jefferson in there. RS Central's not this year after a big spring, Shannon. So we kind of look for a big spring from them. Looking at matchups-wise now that we have said the power poll, we've got some big matchups. Let's look at some of our we're going to have some blowouts there on those. Some of our other ones down here on the – man, there was one. I thought I had 8. Oh, yeah, West Lincoln and Bandy's. That's our biggest matchup on the as far as the power poll goes. Yeah. 6 versus 8. Both teams undefeated. I think Shannon picked a 1-point victory again for somebody.
No, it was 4 points. I picked 35-31 Bandies. But I said that's probably, but West Lincoln go up there and win too. But I'm not a Bandies guy, but I don't know. That's a tough one.
I want to thank Brandon Harbison, AD up at Bandy's, always being courteous and allowing us to come up there and cover the games and doing the games. Went to Appalachian with him, and we're big Mountaineer fans. So folks, they play tomorrow. And now, while I've got your attention as far as tomorrow goes, tune in tomorrow morning, 8 to 10 a.m. And we've got Saturday Morning Sports Talk on YouTube. live and on WCSL 92.3 FM. If you're listening to Shelby, you can hear it on the radio. If not, watch us live on Saturday mornings 8 to 10:15. This same channel, we talk all kind of sports. We're going to give updates in the morning on the high school scores. We're going to talk to Coach Pruitt for Cherryville. But the rest of the day, Shannon, we pick college and NFL games. We're going to have bad picks for Terry and Tom.
you'll like this one, Kevin. There's a rumor going around. Not a rumor, but
you know what I heard?
He is a local talent. It will be up in Boone tomorrow. And he is being highly recruited, I think, by your Appalachian State Mountaineers.
Okay.
And he's going to be Santana Hopper from Shelby. So he's going to be going up there to, which I hope he does go there. That'll be a great fit.
Well, let me give you a warning for folks. Traffic alert. Okay. If you're going anywhere in Watauga County tomorrow, they've already put out traffic alert. Watauga County has. Because they've got a game tomorrow against Elon. Now, Shannon.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
They've sold that game out. 30,000 tickets for Elon. We outsell all the Duke and whatever. 30,000 tickets just to see Elon.
Well, you got a lot of local people though. You got a lot of graduates from Elon in the area, Appalachian, Boone. I mean, Boone's the size of Cherryville.
Surely
anyway,
to God,
right?
no one from Elon's driving up that mountain to see this whooping they're about to get.
Are they going to be through 321 anytime
now,
before 2022?
Now, with that said, hold on. The race is at Bristol this weekend too. So you've got Bristol traffic coming through Boone.
Yeah.
If you haven't never been in Boone, Bristol weekend, that's where everybody comes through. We're going to go through Boone. We're going to go stop here and this and that. It's going to be traffic Saturday in that. Then the hippies are going to be out and the country boys at Merle Fest in North Wilkesboro. It was rescheduled to this weekend.
Wow. Yeah, it's going to be rocking up there tomorrow. Yeah.
So Watauga County has Merle Fest.
Or Wilkes County.
Well, that's Wilkes County.
Yeah.
Around Watauga County, Boone area has Merle Fest, Bristol Racing, and Appalachian State football all in one day, folks. So if you're going up there, expect traffic. And
you should find something to do.
There's going to be a lot of food up there and things to do.
Yeah.
So go watch a football game, go listen to some tunes, and then go watch the race all in one afternoon and just get silly with it. That'd be a heck of a night.
I guarantee you there'll be a few to get silly with it up here.
All right. I know a guy who broke his arm cooler racing at Bristol. If that makes any sense to you.
Silly.
Yeah.
Silly. Yeah.
Hit a bumper riding a cooler at the Bristol race. Can't make that up. Stupid. Can't fix stupid, can you?
No.
No?
No, you can just video it and laugh.
All right, Shannon, real quick, go over again. Let's go over tonight's read the local area games. Let's do that group, and then I'll go over the broadcast, tell everybody how to listen and watch whatever they need to.
All right, so Highland Tech will be at Burns, Kings Mountain at Hunter Huss, Forest View will be at North Gaston, Stuart Kramer at South Point, Maiden at East Burke, Newton Conover at West Caldwell, West Lincoln at Bandy's, Cherokee at East Gaston, R. Central going up to Hendersonville, Andrews at Brevard, Polk County at Patton, North Lincoln at Statesville, East Lincoln at Hickory, Fred T. Ford at North Iredale, St. Stephen's at West Iredale, and Pine Lake Prep coming down to Mountain Island Charter.
All righty. How to listen to KTC Broadcasting Sports Night. KTCBroadcasting.com is the hub. If you want to go there, that's the main spot. Once you're there, the artwork at the top of the screen, there is a slideshow with all the games. Click on your game of choice. Click on your station of choice at the top of the screen. And then there's also a big, giant green button that says click here to listen live. If you'll click that, that'll bring up WLON, WHS, WCSL. So let's start with how to listen to Bessemer City at Thomas Jefferson. That's on WAGY, 1320 AM, 107.5 FM in Rutherford County. That one is on, you can find the link on KTCBroadcasting.com, but it's not on our player. You'll have to go to WAGY, WAGYFM.com. That's where the link and player will get to you. If you can't remember WAGYFM.com, always go to KTCBroadcasting.com. The links are there, right there at the top of the page. Cherryville at Shelby tonight, 92.3 FM. Cherryville at Shelby tonight, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM. If you're in Shelby, listen to me right now on WHS. You might want to switch over there just to see if you can hear me now and hear us now on KTC 92.3 or 1590 AM. If you can't pick us up over there, depending on where you are, tune in on KTCBroadcasting.com. Cherryville at Shelby tonight. We will have that game. Crest at Ashbrook tonight is on WOHS, however. Chargers and Green Wave on the Big South 3A battle down there in Gastonia. Brent Pascoe and Robbie Roop will have that. Tanner Halbert will have highlights from that game. And finally on WLON tonight, Bunker Hill at Lincoln. Matt Chapman, Logan Becker will be on the roof over at Lincoln High School. They didn't have room in the press box for them, Shannon, or any chicken tenders. Bunker Hill at Lincoln tonight. On KTCBroadcasting.com, 107.5 FM and 1050 AM, Bears and Wolves.
They didn't have any room in Lincoln, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Shannon, any other final thoughts before we get out of here tonight?
Bandy and West Lincoln. Bandy's in West Lincoln be a great ball game tonight. All these games will be good. If you're going, remember, tag KTC or What's Up Shopper on Twitter.
Do some video highlights, folks. If ban them running out onto the field, anything we'll use during the show. The Red Zone show, Shannon, we're 7:30 to about 9:45, folks. 7:30 to 9:45. What we do is we put we put highlights from the games live during the games. Red Zone channel, Red Zone High School Radio here on KTC, and then after the game, the post game show is brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports. And on that broadcast, we'll have some highlights, all the scores. Tom Sinefani's joining us for the Red Zone and the postgame show. He'll be here shortly. He's
he sounds like Tony Romo. Tom Sinefani.
A little bit.
Got that voice. Yeah.
There's something in their throat they hadn't cleared out.
That Ohio thing, maybe. I don't know.
Is that where Tony's from? Wisconsin?
Same difference.
I think it's same difference.
Neighborhood.
Up above. If it's above the Mason-Dixon line, it's the same difference.
It's like Cherville and Bessemer. You're from Cherville, Bessemer. Yeah, you're from one of them. You're from either one of them.
Well, I don't know. There's a side of Bessemer City that would not claim the Cherville.
Well, okay. Maybe
they claim Gastonia. They claim Gastonia instead of Bessemer City. Okay. All right. Well, I'm just letting you know. Bunker Hill at Lincoln on WLON again. Crest at Ashbrook, WHS. Bessemer City at Jefferson on WAGY. And Cherville at Shelby on WCSL. Red Zone 7:30 to 9:45. YouTube only. Post-game show, however, all three of the stations, and also live on YouTube. You can watch that as well with Tom, and we'll be getting phone calls from all of our broadcasts and the guys covering it as well. We're wrapping up the show here today. Tag us at What's Up Shopper and at KTC Broadcasting on the Twitter. So remember that, folks. Tag us there, and then we'll get your highlights out again. KTCBroadcasting.com, Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, North Carolina football pregame show brought to you by Witherspoon Insurance of Shelby, as always. All right, Calvin, you about ready to send it out? What did he say?
Since 1986, Witherspoon Insurance Agency in Shelby has been serving families across Shelby and Cleveland County. And today, Wayne Witherspoon continues the tradition of bringing you the best insurance at the best possible price. With names like The Hartford, Safeco, Progressive, National General, and Travelers. Drop by the office today at 125 North Lafayette Street in Shelby and talk with one of their friendly hometown agents. Witherspoon Insurance Agency, your independent insurance agency since 1986.
100 years.